The possible opening of a second border crossing is bringing hope for more humanitarian aid to get into the war-torn territory and in the hands of desperate Palestinians. Israel says it will open a border crossing at Kerem Shalom. This is a kibbutz near southern Gaza. Currently, the only point of entry is the Rafah crossing, which you're seeing on your screen right now. That border is controlled by Egypt. Humanitarian officials say the aid coming in through Rafah is nowhere near enough, and the UN is hopeful that opening a second crossing will make a difference. Israel correspondent Sarah Coates joins us live now from Tel Aviv. Sarah, do we know when that second border crossing is set to open in southern Gaza? Because as we know, timing is huge here. It's really of the essence.
It certainly is, and time is running out, Lauren. Look, still no word on when that Kerem Shalom crossing will actually open. We heard from Israel yesterday that it would do this, but it still hasn't given a time frame on when this will happen. Now, what we do know is that at this stage it will only be opened for the inspection of trucks. It won't be used to facilitate any of these trucks actually through that crossing and then on to Gaza. And look, this is the problem here. What really needs to happen right now are more trucks right away into the Gaza Strip. Yesterday, there were less than 70 trucks that went in. And according to Israel, over the last few weeks, it is able to facilitate at least 250 of them through that Rafah crossing. But as we know, the Rafah crossing was designed primarily as a border foot crossing, meaning that it wasn't designed for these heavy vehicles to go through, and this is why it is taking so long. We are seeing these pictures day after day, Lauren, of trucks lining up on the Egyptian side of that Rafah crossing, and they've been lining up for days trying to get in. And so, you know, this just goes to show that the aid is there, but the mechanism to actually get it in simply isn't working. Now, the United States and other regional players around this area have been pushing Israel to not only open this Kerem Shalom for inspections, but also to let trucks through. It's yet to be seen whether Israel heeds those calls.
Okay. And Sarah, have there been any changes to Israel's ground strategy in light of this? I mean, we know fighting in the south has been picking up. That's what you've reported. Could that maybe complicate this border opening?
Well, look, this is exactly what we've been hearing, Lauren, from these aid organisations. They're very reluctant to send their staff through that Rafah border crossing to take aid in simply due to the amount of airstrikes right across the Strip. And look, while these airstrikes are happening, trucks cannot come in. It's far too dangerous. But look, in terms of what's happening on the ground, fighting is happening right across the Strip, not only in the south, where it's really been focused over the last few days, also in the north. There were these pictures coming out late last night and early this morning of 100 or so men who'd been rounded up near the Jabalia refugee camp, which is in the north of the Strip. They were stripped down to their underwear, blindfolded, hands tied behind their backs. Now, we did hear from Israel. It said that anyone who comes out of these tunnels or any buildings will be arrested, will be interrogated. But look, even here in Israel, all day there have been rockets coming in. We've had about 3 barrages of rockets. The latest was probably about 45 minutes ago. And it was one of the heaviest since I've been here on the ground over the last more than 2 months. All of my camera equipment, all the lighting I've got was shaking. Even the lights that are hanging from the roof were shaking simply due to the loud and heavy interceptions overhead. So look, it's certainly not showing any sign of letting up, I should say, rather, right across the region. We're talking about Gaza. And also, it does go to show, Lauren, that there are still very heavy long-range rockets being held there.
Yeah, the conflict, of course, ongoing, definitely not letting up, but certainly going to have to keep an eye on the discussions around this aid, of course, and that second potential crossing. Israel correspondent Sarah Coates reporting from Israel. Thank you.